Ukraine war plans leak. Pentagon is not happy about that. These are flying all over the place on Twitter and on Telegram, and so you can dig into them. They look like they're photographs of some printed documents, and they're saying that they are legitimate. So the New York Times posted this. Classified war documents detailing secret American and NATO plans for building up the military ahead of a planned offensive against Russia, posted this week on social media. Pentagon's investigating who may have been behind it. Now, we're always curious about that. Sometimes the leaks are intentional. You know, the actual military leaks stuff. I'm not sure if they would want to do it in this case, but there have been a lot of rumors and murmurs that the war's not going good and they need a pretext. They need some sort of justification to disengage, to decouple, to start pushing for a negotiated settlement. We've seen a lot of rumors that the Chinese might be the people who are facilitating or getting some progress, some momentum in that manner. But here, who is behind the leak? Now, there's something interesting that happened. It's on Telegram. It's on Twitter. They say it's over 500 million users make it available. But they tell us that when these documents were leaked, that they appear to have been modified in certain parts from their original format. You're kidding. They wouldn't post the full, real, organic document. They'd have to change it. Overstating American estimates of Ukrainian war dead and underestimating the Russian troops killed. So something leaks. It says it's going really bad for Ukraine and not so bad for Russia. And then the government comes out and says, well, no, I mean, it's a real document, except that those are fake. It's actually way better. Our side's doing great, and Russia's doing terrible. The modifications could point to an effort of disinformation. Does anybody believe it? By Moscow. But the disclosures in the original documents, which appear as photographs of charts of anticipated weapons deliveries, troop and battalion strengths, and other plans, represent a significant breach of American intelligence and the efforts to aid Ukraine. Biden officials were also working to get them deleted. That's not how that works on the internet, guys. Once it's out there, it's out there. When you try to delete it, everybody looks at it. It's called the Streisand effect. Don't try to delete it. Everybody's going to watch it now. They had not, as of Thursday evening, succeeded. You know what they would need to make that a lot more easily accomplishable? The Restrict Act. Yeah, and then they'll just have these internet agents with total control and total power, and they can go do whatever they want. Delete this, delete that. Elvis Chan will have a lot of fun. Maybe they could just have a kill switch, just like China has. Just delete an entire hashtag, delete an entire story with the stroke of a key. They say that we're aware of reports of social media posts, and our department is reviewing the matter, said Sabrina over from the Pentagon. Now, the documents don't provide specific battle plans like how or when or where Ukraine intends to launch its offensive. But they say it's coming in the next month or so, and the documents are 5 weeks old. They do offer a snapshot in time. To the trained eye of a Russian war planner, field general, or other intelligence analyst, the documents offer tantalizing clues and insights. The document mentions, for example, the expenditure rate of HIMARS, which is American-supplied mobile artillery rocket systems, which can launch attacks. Not said publicly how fast they're using them, but the documents do. Could be difficult to assess the damage. Unclear how the documents ever even ended up on social media, but they are sharing all over pro-Russia government channels, circulating the slides. Whether the documents are authentic or not, said somebody named Michael, people should take care with anything released by Russian sources. Now, for the specific death tolls, these are what the numbers look like. One of the slides said 16,000 to 17,000 Russian soldiers had been killed, while Ukraine had suffered as many as 71,000 troops. See that? Russian soldiers only losing 16 to 17 versus 71,000 deaths for Ukraine. But others have estimated far more Russian casualties. They say, no, that's not real. It's totally opposite of that number. Closer to 200,000 killed in Russia versus 100,000 killed in Ukraine. So a 2-to-1 death count versus a 1-to-6 death count ratio. one is feeling like it's a little bit more plausible than the other. They say it's if you get caught something, if you get caught with something. No, that wasn't actually mine. I have no idea how that got there. I don't know what's that doing in my locker. No, I don't even wear those things or whatever. That's a strange thing. And you go, that's but it's yours and it leaked and everything else is true. So what do you mean? What are you talking about? And the government's like, no, it's way worse. It's way different. I don't buy it. Nonetheless, the analyst said part of the documents appeared authentic, and they would provide Russia with valuable information. A document labeled top secret and status of the conflict also offers information that Ukrainian officials were at an American base in Germany for a war game session. Another document says Ukrainian troop units, and it lists their training and equipment schedules. Talks about the 12 different combat brigades all being assembled, 4,000 to 5,000 troops each. Equipment delivery times, what's required in order to be ready and meet the timeline. Numbers of tanks, 350 mechanized vehicles, widely dispersed all over the place. Big coup for Moscow. And it's the first Russian intelligence breakthrough, they say. Early on in the war, Ukrainians were hesitant. Yeah, they tell us an intelligent leak of this sort posted on social media and available around the world is bound to harm intelligence sharing between Ukraine and the United States. And they're going to be deleting this and trying to cover it all up. No, the numbers weren't actually true. Actually, Ukraine's doing great. We should donate more money to them. They're not losing at all. It's actually going in their favor, and the Russians just, they photoshopped in a change when they released this stuff. But boy, if this wasn't intentionally leaked, if this wasn't something that some DOD official just slipped out to the New York Times, as they usually do. Remember, the New York Times gets leaks all the time. And so for them to say that this is totally unexpected, no. Maybe this is justification to start the conversation about a negotiated settlement. To hint around to the Grahams and to all of the other Romneys and to all of the other people who say, the McConnells, that this is the most important thing we do ever in our lives. Maybe it's to start to soften that enthusiasm a little bit. Or maybe it is an actual leak and our military is just incompetent. That's also a very likely explanation. We've seen the Pentagon and the White House very recently blame Donald Trump for all of the Afghanistan failures, even though their planes were dropping Afghanis off the sides of them when they were exiting according to their timeline. Ukraine, war plans leak. We'll see what the White House says about it.